Jordan, thanks for taking the time, mate, to
Absolutely.
to do this. So, yeah, feel free to just introduce yourself and tell people what it is you do.
Yeah, so my name's Jordan Moore. I'm classically trained through school as an industrial designer, and over the past few years and since being in the program, I tell people I help build businesses and help people get into market, whether that be digital or physical product. I'm an end-to-end designer, and so that role is, or what I tell people, has been changing over the course of my time in profitable designer, and I'm still trying to streamline it. But generally speaking, people come to me with an idea and I take them into market. And I can provide everything from graphic and visual assets, physical product processes, and the classical industrial design process, but then also manufacturing and sourcing. And so just trying to open it up for everybody to be able to get into market effectively with just me.
Awesome, man. Um, what take us through where you were in your design business before you came into profitable designer? Like what problems were you looking to kind of work through? What kind of things did you want to build?
Well, there were problems that I didn't know about, and then there were problems I knew about. The problems I knew about coming into the program were very simple. They were just trying to get more clients, trying to make money doing this, with little to no help. Design school got me a few of the tools, but I graduated when the pandemic was starting, and so no jobs were being hired for, and so on and so forth. And so my main objective, once I started the program, was to get clients. And then once being in the program, I discovered a lot of different things that were going on that were problems that I needed to solve. I think the biggest one was just confidence and just problem solving in terms of believing that I could do it. I think that was probably the biggest barrier that I overcame in terms of seeing success through the program, was just reading the books and then believing. Once what really happened was just figuring out that, like, why not me? Why can't I do this? Why, there is no there traditionally designers would move through the rankings of becoming a junior, mid-level, senior designer because another designer told them so, or a supervisor or someone told them, oh, you're now at this level. With reading books and just working with clients, I realized that, like, if I can't if I can't figure something out, or if I don't have the answer, I'm going to go find the answer and I'm going to go figure it out. And it was that confidence that kind of, it wasn't like a big step. It was like a leap, like a jetpack leap to a different level that, I've done a lot in a short amount of time. And so I think I credit that a lot to just the mentality change from, psycho cybernetics, and then just the weekly calls and just, realizing that it's all mentality.
Got it. What has there been a particular format of the program that's been more beneficial, like group calls or the systems or the theory training or the book recommendations? Is there one that stands out, or is it kind of a
Um,
mix of
no, absolutely. There's definitely a few things that stand out. I think the first thing that definitely stands out the most that I've probably shared with other people was the Psycho Cybernetics book, just the literature that is suggested for you to read. I also read some, what was his name? Tim Robbins books, not Tim Robbins, but the big guru Robbins.
Tony
Um,
Robbins? Yeah.
Tony Robbins, yes, thank you. So read some of his wealth books about investing and things of that sort. So the literature initially was one. The pipeline, I didn't do the pipeline right away, and then I got to a point where I peaked and I was like super stressed because I couldn't manage everything, and I went back and did the pipeline and set the pipeline up and customized it for my own self. And the pipeline's been a game changer because what the pipeline does is it reminds you of people that you need to keep checking up on. And a lot of my work, I think it was in a call, I think you said, or someone said, or maybe it was a YouTube video. I don't know. I was just like, so much content I've been absorbing. but someone said that it takes 3, 4, 5 times before, on average, before a client actually says yes. And so you have to keep that pipeline flowing. And just a recent example, like in the month of September, I was traveling for about 2.5 weeks. I had a I was in a wedding, and everything kind of dropped off because it was a busy summer and September. I kind of took it easy. I was working on existing work, but I wasn't maintaining the pipeline. What I just proved to myself in literally, I don't know, less than a week and a half, is that I can effectively get the pipeline started again and get it back and running. And so it's kind of like I know the engine of my business now. I know when it needs oil. I know when it needs gas. I know how to maintain it. And so that kind of this in the just past week, it gave me confidence to maybe step up a little bit. I like the analogy of your business as a motor. That's something in the program. I think coming into the program, the my business wasn't it was barely it was like a push bike maybe. And now I feel like it's nice little humming motor. And then I've got huge goals next year for the objective document. And then, the objective document, I didn't really believe in it until I was going back and looking at my successes and looking at the things that I had actually achieved. And, my monthly goals, I was reaching those, I was reaching different milestones, and then setting new goals. And over the course of this year, not the year with the program, but just actually 2025, I've reset that objectives document numerous times just because I've been reaching goals super fast. And so I think it's just documentation, organization, and then that mentality that I didn't have previous to coming into the program.
Yeah, amazing, mate. That was a nice broad answer to that. It kind of covered it covered a lot of facets of the program. Take us through, yeah. So some of the results that you've seen from implementing the thinking and the strategy. So take us through, like, sounds like you've hit some goals and had to rewire them in the objective document. So take us through some of the goals you've hit.
Well, I think initially coming into the program, like I mentioned, just revenue streams, getting clients, things of that sort. And so initially I was thinking like, oh, 10 grand a month would be fine. It's you aim for this, what's the saying? You aim for the stars, you land on the moon type situation. So I set those
Mm,
goals at 10 grand a month, and it just happened so fast implementing a lot of the things. The confidence of just pricing yourself higher, realizing that your time is worth more. If I was kind of working hourly before the program, and I killed that right away because clients would be like, "Oh, this took you an hour. This took you 2 hours." Be questioning the amount of time I took. And so a lot of the proposal offers, the documentation that's provided in the program has helped a lot. I've customized it to my own working. I've kind of given myself an hourly value plus, about 25 to 30% add-on into my proposals. And so, you know, baking into my proposals for my clients, time to find my next client has been huge, giving myself that buffer. That's been a game changer as well. And so yeah, I would say that was huge. The revenue goals, I've gone from 10 grand months to 12 grand months. I'm currently on 15 grand months. And so, like I said in September, I really like took the my foot off of the gas pedal, and now I've already made up for September, and I'm working on making up for October. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out, based on a recent call I rewatched from this last week. I'm thinking like, okay, just design service maybe caps out at 120 to 150 grand a year, depending on what you're doing. Now I'm thinking like, okay, is my next move subcontracting and getting a team, and then my main focus is bringing in revenue, or should I just, what I'm leaning towards and which I'm probably going to do is just start a business, a product-based business in terms of I want to start like an outdoor brand. And so I'm what I've been doing in the last 2, 3 years as a designer is working with outdoor entrepreneurs and existing brands. And so I know what it takes in terms of not only design, but marketing, social media, but also factory resourcing, sourcing, and things of that sort. And so, my clients that have been hiring me for different, for things I've learned in the program, now it just makes sense that I become that person. I am the creative director, I am the sourcing manager, I am the marketer, and things of that sort. And so I think, like you have profitable designer, and you also have your design business, I think I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of my profitable designer will be a product-based outdoor business.
Amazing, mate. Um, and take us through like how has the training like changed the kind of thinking of what I suppose the best way to ask it, I suppose, is has it changed the way that you look at your business moving forwards?
It, I think so. My business moving forwards is based entirely around the lifestyle that I want to have in the future. Because currently I take, an hour or two off during the day every day. Sometimes I am only working 3 to 4 days a week. I work when I want, how I want. And so, I love my work. I love now that I've been in the program, I've, only worked on projects really that I've wanted to work on, which is also great because now it used to be that I was always, trying to find clients. Now I'm trying to find more time in the day to work on stuff and to find, to maintain the pipeline and do client work and, all the CEO activities as well. So yeah, I mean, it's my future is based around my lifestyle. It's based upon what I see, the market looking like in terms of everyone becoming their own entrepreneur. And I think that's going to be on the design side. A big thing that I'm going to focus on is that I think, everyone should become an entrepreneur and start their own business. And I want to help people do that. And so, there's a little bit of, I'm helping right now a hospitality group. What they're doing, I'm doing a lot of branding and label and packaging for them. But what they're doing is helping local entrepreneurs in their neighborhood and in their communities that might not have the funds or resources and helping them do that. And so, working on those type of valuable projects, I think is huge for me. And so my entire future as a designer and as a business owner is just based upon how I want to spend my time in my life.
Amazing, mate. Yeah, thank you for taking the time to offer some insights into your journey, and yeah, it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's everything I think I said in the group on the message boards, I think this has been as valuable as design school. Actually, probably more so because design school was so damn expensive.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so
It's
actually the
but you do
return
need
on,
the skill. You do
yeah,
need the skill.
absolutely.
But yeah, like I mean, like I've always like all I'm trying to do is build the product that I wish existed the minute that I finished design school. It was like this is cool, but I want to do it myself. So
Oh yeah,
um,
it's kind of like out of high school or grade 12 or whatever. You wish that there was another little a year of like, oh, this is how you buy a house. This is how you do your taxes. This is how, this is how you're an adult. The things that actually matter. So this is kind of like that. Well, once I've been telling people, other designers that I graduated with that are, they they got jobs right out of school and now they're kind of like turning their wheels at like a 90 to $120,000 job, and they're kind of like, what's next, da 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 da. I skipped all that, not intentionally, but just because that's how it all played out. And so I jumped straight into self-reliance, which previous to the program was very stressful, but now that I'm here, I kind of control my own destiny, which is pretty remarkable.
amazing, mate. Well, yeah, thank you so much for the time, and